In this video, I am going to tell you exactly what you should do after you tell your boss that you're leaving. If you stay with me all the way to the end, I'll share with you something very important that most people don't know about. So make sure to stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a licensed professional counselor in Portland, Oregon. And today we're talking about what to do after you tell your boss you're leaving. So maybe you've already told your boss that you're leaving, or maybe you haven't quite worked up the courage to have the conversation yet. Either way, I think it would be really helpful for you to know exactly what you should do once you've told your boss that you're leaving. Because there are some things that you want to keep in mind that can really help make the rest of your time at that job more pleasant, even if you're leaving because it's just not a good environment. So the first thing you want to do is give them as much notice as possible. Now, I get it. Some people are going to say 2 weeks. That's the standard. But let's be honest, 2 weeks is only the standard because so many people are quitting their jobs all the time. And companies have realized that they need to account for that. They need to realize that when someone gives 2 weeks notice, that doesn't mean that they're not going to come back. So giving more than 2 weeks notice can really help your employer out. It signals to them that you are serious about leaving. And honestly, it gives them enough time to find your replacement. 2 weeks is really the bare minimum. So if you can swing it, give more than 2 weeks notice. The second thing you want to do is understand that your work will probably increase. Once your boss knows that you're leaving, your work might increase. They might ask you to take on more projects or more responsibilities or maybe more hours. And you need to be ready for that. Now, I'm not telling you to do it, but I am telling you to be ready for it. Your boss might ask you to do more because they trying to get you to stay. Or maybe they feel like they can rely on you and they hoping that if they ask you to do more, you'll change your mind. Either way, be prepared for that and know that it's perfectly okay to say no. The third thing you want to do is to start documenting everything. Document every interaction that you have with your boss, including dates and times of conversations, what was discussed, and any decisions that were made. This documentation is important because it will help protect you in case there are any issues with your final paycheck or if your boss tries to take anything else from you during your last few weeks. I know this might sound extreme, but I'm telling you, it happens all the time. People who quit their jobs end up having all kinds of issues with their final paycheck. Sometimes employers will try to take back signed work product. Other times, employers will try to use what you said against you when you leave. So protect yourself and document everything. The fourth thing you want to do is continue to do a great job. This is your last chance to show your employer what you're capable of. So don't screw it up by goofing off or taking it easy. You never know what might happen. Maybe your boss will be so impressed with how well you do in these last few weeks that they'll offer you a counter offer that you can't refuse. Or maybe you'll just feel better about yourself because you know you ended your employment on a high note. Either way, continue to do a great job. And the fifth thing you want to do is learn from this experience. Think about why you're leaving. What were the reasons that led you to making that decision? Was it the work? Was it your boss? Was it the pay? Once you identify those reasons, think about what you could do differently next time to avoid those same issues. Now for the extra credit. I promise I would share with you something that most people don't know about. When you give your boss notice that you're leaving, ask them what you can do to make the transition easier. The truth is, your boss will likely have a lot of thoughts about how you can make the transition easier, but they probably won't take the time to actually tell you what that is. They'll probably assume that you already know, or they'll just tell you to give them as much notice as possible. Try to stay as long as possible, or try to get your replacement up to speed. Instead, take initiative and ask them how you can make the transition easier. Then do your best to accommodate those requests. This will make your boss much more likely to help you through the transition. It'll also make your departure much smoother and a lot less awkward. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about what to do after you tell your boss that you're leaving? Leave a comment below. I'll see you next time.